It's Tim back. Just had a little bit more to say, but I was getting creeping up on the 10-minute mark there. I encourage y'all not to just take my word for it. I encourage each and every one of you to pick up your Bible again and read it without any pre-existing positions or beliefs, with an open mind, critically thinking. And if you get confused or if you get lost, send a message up to God. Send a message up to God and say, God, I read this this passage where it says, when you see the abomination of desolation, all the chosen must flee. What exactly did that mean? What exactly did that mean? Did that mean that there was a predestined place already picked out and chosen for the elect to go to hide, or to even be taken home to heaven before the Romans encircled Jerusalem? Asking them questions. He'll answer you. And, just to answer that, yes, that's exactly what happened. There were Christian believing Jews in Jerusalem before the destruction of Jerusalem by the Roman army, and Jesus and the disciples told their followers, there used to be a cloud that sat over the temple, and what happened when that cloud, when the time came, and the abomination of desolation, which was the Roman army, showed up, that cloud moved, and it moved over into the pre-selected, the predestined place. That way, the followers and the true believers could make their escape and make it to that. That's why I said for them to not pick up anything. Don't tell anybody. Wherever you're at, you just go. Because they had to get away. They didn't want them to be encircled and captured and trapped, because the Romans would not let anybody in or out. It was truly when they said that this tribulation was unlike any before, and there hasn't been one like it since. That is, if you read that in your history books about that and what happened and what all that is very true. It is very true. It was the worst situation. And so anyway, yeah, I read my Bible. I haven't been reading it a lot here lately because I've been working on my podcast and different things. But I got over this past year, I read my Bible daily, and I still have my conversations daily with God and with my son, and I surrendered my life to God, so He leads me. And everybody, you don't have to do that. I just do that because, I guess I'm trying to let my spirit lead me more so than the flesh. But those that let the flesh lead them, they're okay too. They're going to be saved too. I don't know how it's going to work, how it's going to work when you go through your life review after you pass. But I do know that everyone will have the chance to live in heaven, to live forever, life eternal, because God already did that. God and Jesus, They took care of it. They nailed sin to the cross. And God doesn't see sin on us anymore. Or what are the actions of our flesh mean? Don't mean anything anymore. It's me and the majority of the masses, I think, deep in them, I know deep in them, there's love. There's unconditional love. But the propaganda of the evil in this world, for lack of a better word, it drives the flesh to do bad things. And, and it always has. I mean, from the beginning of time, it has, because, it's just, like I said in the earlier video, without evil, would there be good? Without good, would there be evil? Can one exist without the other? No, it just can't, because you wouldn't know the opposite if you only had one. If you only had evil, you would think that is the only thing and the only way things could be. But since we've got good, we know that good is the way that we should be living. And evil is a measuring. If you want to do good, to keep the evil at a minimum, and it's just the way life is. There's always going to be good and evil. Always has been, always will be. But our eternal spirits, God wanted our eternal spirits, our source, our energy source. Call it spirit, call it soul, whatever you want to call it. Energy cannot be destroyed. It goes on forever. It can be transferred. So when we die, our souls go straight to heaven, and we have our life review. And what happens after that, I don't know. I just know that we don't burn in a lake of fire. Lake of fire, burning hell, whatever the heck you want to call it, was brought up by it was the burning hell, eternal burning in hell for all eternity, was brought up in the Dark Ages by the papacy, the Catholic Church, and another way to rule by fear. So that's where that came from. It's all hogwash. It's a lie. Nobody's ever gonna. God wouldn't. Oh my goodness! Why would you follow a God that you believe would let someone burn in a place called hell forever and ever, for all eternity? Why would you follow a God like that? I don't know. It's just it's always been strange to me. But I will say, it's all hogwash. I know that. I'm bringing that to you, and I'm asking you, don't take my word for it. Fact check it. Critically think. Do the translations. Read the Bible. Read it whatever version you want. Read across versions like I did. To double check, fact check, whatnot. Read the history books of the time period in the area.